Hello, peeps and hello, peppers, and welcome to Film Friday. Today, I had the urge to retell yet another film with tarot cards as prompts because I'm reading so much on social media, like about the situation of various disabled people and single mothers, like especially in the lights of so-called health reforms in Germany. Um, so, okay, here comes a sad movie that is one of my favorite movies, and that also featured in my master thesis about uh, disability in movies. And it's called Dancer in the Dark. I'm a German living in Iceland, so of course the Icelandic main actress interested me a lot back in the day. This is Björk Guðmundsdóttir, the singer, who has a pretty spiky music style, admittedly. And I think this picture is a good prompt for telling about Björk plays Selma, who has a secret stacked underneath a naive yet carefully built world of lies. Because Selma is going blind by means of a heritable disease that is like not specified. But her son, Gene, yes, there was another paper that I cited in the thesis that Gene is actually a very talking name for the genetic problem here. Like he can still see on average, but Selma doesn't want him to worry too much because that could make his disease worse. I haven't seen any medical proof of such phenomena. Even though, of course, I believe that the body and the soul are always intertwined. But okay, she thinks that she cannot worry Jean, so she works day and night to maybe if we will find a card to explain better what she does here. She handles a lot of people in society who are weasels, but she is a poor worker. She emphasizes multiple times in the story that she comes from Czechoslovakia, like from the ways the houses and cars are. I would say the film plays in the 1970s. And then people often see very black and white around her, like they call her a communist just because she says she sends the money that she earns to an obscure grandfather in Czechoslovakia. In reality, she saves everything up for Jean's eye surgery. It's interesting that this animal has a black circle around the eye, because actually the optics of the film begin with such a watercolor painting, like a little bit similar to this cloth, and it gets like blotchy and gradually darker. That's why I also wanted to use the Guardians of the Night tarot. The Eight of Cups is usually something relatively positive, to get something. And and a tiger is, of course, also usually well camouflaged, but also symbolizes strength. So I would say this film raises a lot of moral questions. Like when the American people say, you red people put a great importance on sharing, right? Let's say when I watch this film in today's time, I'm thinking, okay, is Selma's moral so much worse than yours? Because, of course, like the workers in the factory where Selma is, work under very poor conditions. And Selma lives in a trailer with her son on the property of a married couple who are sort of this like stereotypical American couple with a candy pink candy dish and a very blonde woman and a guy who is a policeman, where it then comes into sight that he also has his own problems that he usually doesn't talk to anyone about. And this situation then escalates, and Selma ends up being blamed and put to jail for something that's not hers originally. This actually reminds me a lot of like how some blind people who I've read about describe their sight. Like they can, under some circumstances, still see light points. And of course, Selma puts her heart into the cup. Sort of like she pours always from an empty cup to save Jean, who doesn't know what's the matter until the end in a very tragical way. And yeah, of course, I should say, like, in some social science about films, I also learned the word WASP for, I think it was Western Anglo-Saxon heterosexual man something. Okay. This is the Black Widow. Of course, here maybe Selma is widowed. Anyway, the father is not in the picture. And there is a guy with a bike, a very humble guy, who also then, when the situation escalates, helps to research the truth. And his name is Jeff. And he really cares about Selma, and he really wants to help her and support her. And she says, I don't want a boyfriend, but if I wanted a boyfriend, it would be you, Jeff. So, I mean, now I could once again bring up this question: are more people than we think just asexual or aromantic, or does she put her own wishes on the back burner while the other people spread their poison, and while she is spinning herself into a web of lies that is supposed to be survival for Jean? For the moment, it's also survival for her. But, you know, when a person first mentioned this film to me more than 20 years ago, they said it's a film against death penalty. So either make your own mind movie about that or watch the movie. I highly recommend it because it makes me think, and hopefully other people think, that there are literally more things than meet the eye, and that decision makers should look at the whole picture, but they like literally turn a blind eye to many things. And I wish you a day where you can see the whole picture. Bye bye.